The walls of New York's grandest mansions are whispering with secrets. Behind the chandeliers and silk gowns, betrayal is moving quietly. And in Season 3, Episode 8 of the Gilded Age, every glance and every word could spark a scandal that will shake the city to its core. The last episode left tensions burning brighter than ever. Families who once stood together now feel like strangers under the same roof. Promises made in candlelit halls are already breaking apart as new alliances form in the shadows. What began as quiet rivalries are now threatening to explode into open war between the old guard and the rising new class. The power struggle is no longer polite. It is personal, and it is ruthless. We see characters forced to choose between their hearts and their fortunes. Some are willing to risk everything for love, while others see love only as another tool for survival in a world that demands reputation above all. In the ballrooms, there is laughter and music, but every smile hides a calculation. Every step across the polished floors carries a plan, a betrayal, or a desperate hope. Episode 8 promises to lift the curtain on the deepest conflicts yet. Those who fought to climb the social ladder now find that the climb is not only steep, it is dangerous. At the same time, those who believed their power was unshakable are beginning to see cracks forming beneath them. A single whisper could destroy years of careful planning. A single choice could change the fate of entire families. The city itself feels alive with ambition and fear. Carriages roll through crowded streets, carrying secrets from one mansion to another. At every corner, eyes are watching and ears are listening, waiting for the moment when someone slips. This is not just a story of wealth and beauty. It is a battlefield dressed in silk and velvet. In Episode 8, the stakes rise higher than ever before. Loyalties are tested under the weight of greed, pride, and passion. Some will cling to tradition, others will break free from it, and a few may be crushed beneath the heavy hand of society's judgment. The question is no longer who will rise, but who will survive when the masks finally fall. Episode 8 steps into the heart of conflict, where every character faces a choice that will not only define their future, but also shake the delicate balance of New York's high society. The gilded walls that once promised security now feel like cages, trapping those inside with their own secrets and lies. This episode does not simply move the story forward. It forces the characters to reveal the truths they have hidden the longest. In this chapter, whispers become louder, and the masks that once held firm begin to crack. One character finds themselves caught between loyalty to their family and loyalty to their own desires. Another is ready to risk everything to claim a place in the world that has always denied them. The ballroom may shine with gold and crystal, yet underneath the glamour, there's a storm brewing that no one can escape. Friendships are tested as old bonds twist under the pressure of pride and jealousy. Rivals who once exchanged quiet insults now stand ready to destroy one another openly. Every conversation carries double meaning. Every glance carries a threat. Episode 8 reveals that the war between old money and new ambition has reached a point of no return. Neither side is willing to step back, and both know that one misstep could mean ruin. But within the chaos, there is also passion that cannot be ignored. Behind closed doors, hearts are being pulled in directions that defy tradition. A forbidden love grows stronger, while another love is put to the harshest test yet. These moments of vulnerability shine like sparks in the darkness, making the coming conflict even more dangerous, because when hearts are on the line, the cost of betrayal becomes unbearable. The audience will feel the tension in every scene, every setting, whether a crowded street, a grand estate, or a quiet drawing room, is filled with the sense that something is about to break. The season has been building to this moment, and now Episode 8 delivers on that promise with a story that is not only about power and wealth, but about the fragile human emotions that drive every decision. As Episode 8 unfolds, the stage is set for moments that feel larger than life. In one corner of the city, a family clings desperately to their fading influence. Their name still carries weight, yet behind the curtains their wealth is crumbling. Pride keeps them standing tall, but pride alone cannot protect them from the hungry eyes of rivals who wait for the moment to strike. Each dinner table conversation feels like a battle, and every smile hides the fear of being forgotten by the world they once ruled. At the same time, newcomers push forward with boldness. They are not content with being outsiders any longer. Their ambition fuels them to break into circles that were once closed, and they do it with a fire that cannot be ignored. These characters bring new energy into the story, shaking traditions that had seemed unshakable. They know that power is not inherited, it is taken, and episode 8 shows just how far they are willing to go to claim it. Yet ambition is never simple. Every gain comes with a cost, and episode 8 reveals those costs in the most human way. Alliances built in secrecy begin to crack under pressure. Trust becomes fragile, and the fear of betrayal spreads through every interaction. What once felt like a world of certainty now feels unstable, ready to collapse at the smallest push. Even the grandest ballrooms feel colder, as though the chandeliers themselves can sense the storm that is coming. Amid all this, relationships are pushed into dangerous territory. Lovers must decide whether to choose their hearts or their reputations. Friends must decide whether loyalty is worth more than survival. Enemies must decide whether to fight openly or to strike from the shadows. Every choice carries risk, and every risk feels heavier because the walls of high society are closing in. The brilliance of episode 8 is how it balances grandeur with intimacy. One moment you see the glitter of a crowded ball, the next you witness the raw pain of a secret confession. The contrasts remind us that beneath the gowns and jewels, these characters are still human. They bleed, they fear, they love, and that humanity is what makes the stakes feel unbearable. As the story reaches its peak, episode 8 draws every thread tighter until it feels ready to snap. The city no longer moves with quiet elegance, it trembles with anticipation. Every family, every character, stands on the edge of a decision that could secure their legacy or erase it forever. The calm surface of society is about to break, and beneath that surface lies a chaos that has been waiting for release. One of the most powerful scenes shows a confrontation long in the making. Words are no longer enough, and pride gives way to raw emotion. Old alliances shatter in a single exchange, and the cost of betrayal is revealed in a way that no one can ignore. The tension is not only in what is said but in what is left unsaid. The silent looks, the clenched hands, the hearts that pound faster as the truth begins to surface. Episode 8 does not allow anyone to hide. Every character is forced into the light, whether they are ready or not. Secrets that were buried begin to rise, threatening to destroy reputations that took years to build. In the glittering ballrooms, the chandeliers may still sparkle, yet the eyes of the crowd grow sharper, waiting to witness the downfall of the proud. The audience is pulled into this storm, feeling the weight of every choice, sensing that the world of the Gilded Age is about to change forever. The brilliance of this episode is how it ends not with answers, but with questions that echo long after the screen fades. Who will hold power when the dust settles? Who will pay the price of ambition? Who will dare to stand when the world around them begins to fall? The cliffhanger leaves the heart racing, the mind spinning, and the audience desperate for what comes. Next, episode 8 is not simply another chapter, it is the turning point. The moment where elegance meets destruction, where love meets betrayal, where dreams meet reality. When the curtain falls, nothing is certain, and that is why this episode will be remembered as one of the most powerful of the season. The beauty of episode 8 is how it shows that power is never permanent. What once seemed untouchable now feels fragile, and those who stood at the top begin to feel the ground shifting. Beneath their feet, the glitter of wealth can no longer hide. The cracks forming in every corner of high society. The streets outside may still bustle with life, but within the great houses of New York, silence carries more danger than noise. In this episode, we see characters stepping into roles they never imagined. A daughter speaks with more strength than her father. A rival shows kindness that feels more dangerous than cruelty. A friend becomes an enemy, and an enemy becomes something far more complicated. Every turn feels unpredictable, and the audience is left questioning who they can trust. Episode 8 also reveals that ambition is not the only force at play. Fear moves quietly, shaping decisions and twisting hearts. Some cling to tradition because they fear change, while others embrace change because they fear being forgotten. Love is caught in this struggle, tested in ways that make it either stronger or shatter it into pieces. This is what makes the story feel alive, not just the grand events, but the private moments where characters must face the truth about themselves. The pacing builds like a storm over the city. The music swells, the candlelight flickers, and every step feels heavy with consequence. What begins as a dinner party becomes a battlefield of words and intentions. What begins as a secret meeting becomes the seed of something that could alter the course of the season. Each scene adds weight to the next, until the entire story feels ready to break under its own tension. By the time the episode moves toward its end, the sense of unease is overwhelming. The audience knows something monumental is coming, yet they cannot predict what shape it will take. That uncertainty is what makes Episode 8 unforgettable. It is not about what has already happened, but about what is about to happen. And that is the hook that leaves viewers desperate for the next chapter. Asterisk, by the time Episode 8 nears its final act, the city feels like it is holding its breath. The chandeliers still shine, the orchestras still play, and the gowns still sparkle. Yet beneath the beauty, tension moves like fire under glass. Every step across a ballroom floor feels like it carries the weight of destiny. Every whispered word feels like it could shatter the delicate order of society. In these final moments, we see characters pushed to the edge. A proud matriarch is forced to face the truth that her influence may no longer protect her. A rising star discovers that ambition can be as dangerous as it is rewarding. A forbidden romance comes to a turning point that could either unite two hearts or tear them apart forever. Episode 8 is not only about spectacle, it is about the cost of choices that can never be undone. The brilliance lies in the way each scene deepens the uncertainty. A family gathering that should be warm feels like a trap. A promise that should bring comfort feels like a chain. Even silence carries meaning, because in silence, fear grows stronger than words. The episode keeps building, adding layer after layer, until the audience is left with the sense that the ground itself is about to break open. This is storytelling at its most gripping. The Gilded Age uses elegance as a weapon, turning beauty into danger and charm into threat. Viewers are not only watching history, they are living inside it, feeling the pull of power, the sting of betrayal, and the fragile hope of love. By now, every character has something to lose, and every viewer knows that not everyone will leave this chapter untouched. The final scenes do not simply close the story. They open doors to something even greater. When the screen fades, the audience is left in suspense, questioning what will rise from the ruins of trust and ambition. The answers are not given here, only the promise that the storm is far from over. Episode 8 ends with a shadow stretching across every mansion and every heart, reminding us that the true cost of the Gilded Age is only beginning to be revealed. Asterisk. Episode 8 closes not with comfort, but with fire in the air. The walls of the mansions that once echoed with laughter now feel heavy with silence. The city is awake, watching, waiting for the fallout of choices that cannot be taken back. Every character stands on uncertain ground, their futures tangled in a web of secrets and ambition. The final scene is not a resolution, it is a warning. A door closes, a letter is delivered, a truth is spoken, and with those small acts, the world of the Gilded Age shifts forever. The power that seemed so solid now feels fragile. The love that seemed so pure now feels threatened. The alliances that seemed secure now hang by a thread. The brilliance of Episode 8 is that it leaves the audience with more questions than answers. Who will rise after this night, and who will fall? Who will hold on to love, and who will let it slip away? Who will sacrifice everything, and who will pay the ultimate price? The curtain falls with shadows stretching long across New York, and the promise that nothing will ever be the same. As the credits roll, the heart still races. The Gilded Age has always been a story of elegance and ambition, of wealth and sacrifice. But Episode 8 proves it is also a story of survival. When beauty is only a mask and every smile carries danger, the truth becomes the sharpest weapon of all. This is not just another episode. It is the turning point, the moment that transforms the season, sets the stage for what comes next, and reminds us that behind every jewel and every secret lies a price waiting to be paid.